What's up guys, this is Adrian at the Bench Shop, and let me tell you why the CLS 550 4MATIC is my favorite car. We're gonna go a little bit into about the 4MATIC system and the benefits of having a 4MATIC system vehicle. Some people don't know what 4MATIC means. 4MATIC is the all-wheel drive version of the vehicle. You have front-wheel drive, then you have all-wheel drive, then you have rear-wheel drive. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle, front differential and a rear differential all together. I love these cars. These cars are great. The engine, the transmission, the entire powertrain is awesome with this car. Most common issues with these, of course, the front cylinder head covers, they leak aggressively. The serpentine belt, they wear. The serpentine wears from the exterior of the belt as well as interior of the belt. It'll start cracking, dry rotting. It'll actually wobble back and forth on the belt tensioner pulley. These coolant hoses down here for the turbo coolant lines, they are very common to leak. The front timing covers for this oil leak here and this oil leak over on this side here, it's a very labor intensive job because the oil filter housing assembly has to be removed, as well as a lot of the coolant lines for the turbos that run across the engine. Typically, this job with degreasing, resealing, and replacing of components will take an entire workday and maybe some more, depending on how bad and aggressive the oil leak repair is. Just because of how aggressive it is, so it's a lot of the oil leaking here. If we go under, and I can show you underneath, is a lot worse. It'll coat the alternator, it'll coat the AC compressor. The entire front of the engine is just coated in oil grime. This oil leak is so aggressive, it has covered the alternator as well as the AC compressor. And if we look very closely above the alternator, it is covering the turbocharger assembly. Another one of the few things that happens with the 4MATIC system, the front differential in this one is seeping. It's not as aggressive as what I've seen before, but it'll leak here at the halves of the differential, or the side seal here, or the inner side seal on the other side of the differential here. And in order to do that job, the front subframe would have to be lowered in order to remove the differential and reseal it. In the process of doing the front differential reseal, it's also a good idea to do the engine mounts, because a lot of this stuff is in the way when you need to get into the engine mount job. When the engine mounts fail, it's always best to recommend either a reseal if it is leaking. If it's not, then it is okay to put it back together. It's always best to do things all together as much as possible to save the customer a little bit of, we're already in there doing a reseal, or we're already in there doing a replacement of a component, might as well do something else that we're in the vicinity of the repair. It just makes everybody's jobs and lives easier. Of course, the transmission pan gasket will leak. Fairly simple to do. Pan gasket, filter, crush washer, flush the system, get it back up and running. One thing actually specific to these 4MATICs is this front drive shaft. This joint here to the front differential will fail. Once that joint fails, it separates and it'll hit the catalytic converter, it'll hit the belt housing, it'll cause all kinds of catastrophic damage. Usually what I like to do when I come in here is I like to check the play to see if there's any play within the joint. If there is, I advise them, hey, there's some play in the joint. Sometime down the road, we're gonna have to replace the front drive shaft assembly, just because we don't want any catastrophic failure to happen. As far as the 4MATIC assembly, I feel like it's best to have a 4MATIC vehicle, all-wheel drive vehicle, in the snowy conditions. Yeah, it's not necessary when living in the city. It's mainly more necessary in extreme weathering conditions. For example, if you were in the snow, heavy snow, the car would be able to perform the best that it can in those kind of conditions. That's just what the powertrain is made to do. It's made to withstand those kind of extreme conditions. I would say it is a little bit overkill to have an all-wheel drive 4MATIC system vehicle in the city, yes. This wheel is pushed back. Looking and measuring and doing what I can with the tools that I have, I've come to the conclusion that the subframe on this side, the hub assembly is bent, causing the wheel to touch the strut. We need to replace these bent and broken components. The internals to the steering rack are compromised and damaged. because it's an electric rack. Heavy impact occurs on an electric rack, you compromise the gearing inside because it's not hydraulically controlled or fluid controlled, it's electronic, so it's got gears internal to the rack. Any damage that substantially bends or causes permanent damage to other suspension components, you need to replace the rack because you compromise the internal gearings. 4MATIC, non-4MATIC, bring your car inside the Benz shop. We'll always be able to figure it out, whether it's a huge oil leak repair or a small oil leak repair, or in this case, the customer went over a curb and has substantial front suspension damage, and we are giving him a quote in what he needs.